Get ready.
Erica,
Kate, Holly,
Becky Weiss,
What's up, Warrior Babes? Nikki here, and welcome to our Saturday Warrior Babe Revolution Rally Call. I am stoked to be here with you guys. I have so much energy, and I hope that it exerts onto you right now. This topic today is fire, and it's actually one of my favorite topics to talk about, so I'm really excited to dive into it. So we'll get started in just a few minutes. So go leave a comment inside of the group right now. Go get it on your Facebook. Tell the girls that we're getting started. Tell them how riled up I am, and tell them that this topic is going to be fire, and tell them we're getting started right now. If you guys are new to Warrior Babe, we do these calls every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you mark your calendars and you set your alarms for every single Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever time zone that is for you guys. Now, really quick, before we do start, I want to run through some updates with you all. If you are all new to Warrior Babe, please make sure that you are going through the Warrior Babe Revolution Blast-Off emails. They are so, so important to set you up for long-term success. Because whenever we do join something or we start something new, we want to dive all in right away. And guys, that can cause so much overwhelm when you're new to this. So I don't recommend that you dive all in. I recommend that you go through the Warrior Babe Revolution Blast-Off emails one day at a time. Each day I give you one task to complete. And when you complete those tasks, it's going to set you up for long-term success. You can just focus on one thing at a time. Inside of the app, first, when you get inside the app, listen to the Warrior Babe guidelines and rules so that you understand how the Facebook group works, the rules inside of the Facebook group, how to get your questions answered super fast, and how to contact myself, our support team, and our community leader, Kate. So diving into community leader Kate, she has been a Warrior Babe for 2 years now, has had amazing results being a Warrior Babe, preaches this lifestyle, lives this lifestyle, is all over Instagram, sharing in her stories what she does for herself. So, go follow her on Instagram. And inside the community, you can tag myself and Kate, and we're going to get back to you guys within at least 24 to 48 hours. Allow us that much time because we're trying to get back to everybody's questions. I love how many questions you guys have. But Kate wants the same exact results for you guys that she has experienced for herself. So she probably has asked me the questions that you guys have, and she's gotten my answer thoroughly, so now she's giving you the answer that she's learned through me. So don't ever hesitate to tag us if you guys have any questions. But now, stemming off the questions really quick, don't be the person that asks questions that can be answered inside of the application. So take the time to search there and listen to everything that I am sharing with you. You guys have all of the tools literally at your fingertips. If the question that you are seeking is not answered, please go to the frequently asked questions page, the resource page. I literally built an entire platform with all of our most frequently asked questions. So if the question isn't there on our frequently asked questions page, then head to the Facebook group and ask a fellow warrior babes, and then tag Kate and myself if you have any questions that are specifically for us. Now, really quick, before we dive into this topic, guys, I am fired up. This is literally one of my favorite topics to talk about. We're going to get started in just a few seconds. The progress pictures, I want to dive in with you guys. Please share your progress pictures with the group. You guys, it is a safe place inside of that group. It's only meant for encouragement. It's only meant to lift each other up, to support each other along this journey. Now, and I know that you guys probably don't want to share your progress pictures, but remember why you started that journey. You're working towards that after selfie. So you need the before selfie first. So share those progress pictures with us. Share your starting pictures with us. We're going to motivate you. We're going to push you. We're going to make sure that you see through the goals that you want for yourself. And plus, those progress pictures, those pictures of you help me see you in physical action so I can see your body and I can recommend the best things for you. Okay, so do it. Share those pictures with us. And then I want to give a shout out to the Warrior Babe of the Month, and her name is Felicia. She's been in a Warrior Babe for 7 months, and she was the one that kind of struggled with everything before she got started. She wanted to seek out the program that held her accountable, and she was skeptical before joining the online Warrior Babe program because she didn't want to invest in something that didn't work until she came across my Warrior Babe program. She said I seemed so genuine and that I knew my shit, and she wanted to dive in and be a part of something that she knew she could get results. And now she's more confident, and she's more than ever, and she's a true badass to herself. So she started in August of 2018, and you guys, her story is in the top of the Facebook group page, so you can read her entire story. She's a full-time mom to 2 beautiful kids, a wife, and a dental hygienist, and if she can do it, you can do it. And this is stemming off of the topic that I'm going to be talking about today. So this program has taught all of the amazing things to her, the relationship with food. So trust it. Trust this process, you guys. It's gonna happen, and don't put a timeline on it. Okay? Remember when I said my motto is 6 to 12, maybe even 18 months until you really start seeing your body composition change. When you accept that, this is when this whole journey is gonna get so much easier for you. This is not another quick fix. All right? So updates to the application, the meal plan has been updated for this following week along with the grocery list. I've also updated the Macro Mastery Module 2 recording with step-by-step instructions on how to use the Warrior Babe macro calculator. So I've taken out all of the mathematical equations and just threw in the calculator to show you guys how to use it. So go back through that if you're still learning how to use that calculator. There's also a new intro video to the Blast Off in the guidelines section. So when you click on the Start Here, the Warrior Babe Guidelines, there's a video, the first video of the Blast Off email sequence, and also how to turn your app, the web-based app, into an app on your phone. So listen to that because there's a lot of good detail inside that. It also shows you how the platform works. And then lastly, before we dive into this fire topic, which I'm so excited to talk about, I added a frequently asked questions, that link to the content sections of the app at the bottom of every single module so that you guys can click on that, have the direct link to the frequently asked questions page. So if you're traveling with a macro calculator, the frequently asked questions page is at the bottom, and there's step-by-step instructions on that frequently asked questions page. If you have questions about the workouts, if you have questions about the mindset, questions about how the app works, that frequently asked questions link is inside of the app now. All right? All right, guys. Are you ready for this topic today? I am stoked. Like I keep saying, I have so much energy, and I love this topic. And I know that it's going to help you guys firsthand because I've experienced it with all the clients I work with for 3 years. I've experienced it for myself, and I've come up with tips and tricks to push through this specific topic. All right, the topic is how to fit your macros and workouts into your schedule without losing your sanity, all right? So look, babes, I totally get it. I hear this all of the time. I don't have enough time. And right now, I am going to completely squash the I don't have enough time excuse. I literally do not want to hear it anymore, ever again. I don't want to see it ever. Guys, it's the same excuse as the dog ate my homework when we were kids, okay? So your current situation is that you probably work 40-hour work weeks, 80-hour work weeks, and you're barely ever home, right? Or you're a full-time mom with like 3 or 4 kids plus their friends running around, taking them to sporting events. Like, your job as a full-time mom never ends, right? I get it, guys. I get it. You're all busy. But listen, there are women who are busier than you still making their goals happen, okay? I've worked with nurses who have crazy hours, teachers who have crazy schedules, focusing more on their kids, right? Nurses who work night shift and still put in their work towards their goals. You guys know, if you've listened to my Mindset Masterclass, that along my own journey, I took care of my sick grandmother. I was working full-time in an ER, in an emergency room. I was a full-time nursing student. And at that time, I committed to the bodybuilding show. So I had to understand how to work out properly and also make sure my nutrition was on point. I added that to my schedule, and I still met my goals within 6 months. And I won my first competition, all right? So, again, I'm not taking busy as an excuse anymore. My sick grandmother was just like taking care of children. So women who are busier than you and still reaching their goals, they're doing it. There's someone always working harder than you. Embed that in your brain, because when you do that, it's almost like you have a competition with yourself. And that's what it should be. It should be a competition with yourself. So there are 3 tricks on how to do this successfully if you find yourself living that busy lifestyle. Now, beyond eliminating the excuses, it comes down to 1, utilizing your time effectively. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on that. Number 2 is cutting out all of the extra fluff. Holy shit, once you realize the shit that you're just mindlessly doing throughout the day, your world is going to be awoken. And then the last one is I'm going to show you, which is the most important trick of this all, is maintaining your sanity. All right? So let's dive into this first point. So this first point is utilizing your time effectively. Guys, busy is not the same as productive. So I'm going to use an example. Like I could spend all day picking the topic of the week that I'm going to talk to you guys for these rally calls and thinking through my thought process while also like measling around my home and playing with my little kittens and, you know, doing anything that I should be doing, whether than focusing on this topic that I want to share with you guys, right? So write this down. Starve your distractions and feed your focus. So what I mean by that is the task at hand. I could focus on this, you know, content, giving you guys my rally calls and my topic of the week for a solid 3 hours. Either way, the same work gets done, right? So I could focus on this for a solid 3 hours, or I could just focus on it all day while focusing on my kittens and focusing on cleaning and doing the laundry and focusing on making my bed. And either way, the same work is going to get done. But the second route that I share with you, which is taking a solid 3 hours to focus on something, or a solid 1 hour, a solid 2 hours, even when it comes to meal prepping, which I'm going to dive into that in a second, that route is faster if you take the solid time to focus on it, okay? The quality of what I share with you guys here on these rally calls, if I focus on it for a solid 3 hours at a time, is a hell of a lot better because I'm in a constant state of focus with the task that I am focused on instead of shifting from distraction to focus and back to distraction and focusing and back to distraction and focusing, right? And I'm going to dive into this. In a couple of seconds, you guys are going to be like, oh, shit, this all makes sense, right? So that is utilizing your time effectively. Busy is not the same as productive. Now, the way to be productive is to starve your distractions and to feed your focus. Now, my point number 2 is to cut out all of the extra fluff. All right, so I'm going to use myself in this example because I've caught myself in this multiple of times. Mindlessly scrolling through social media. I do it. How many of you guys do it, right? Shake your heads if you guys do it. Or sitting down to watch TV when I know I should be completely doing something else or completing something that I need to do for the next day, right? But instead I'm focusing on watching television or texting my mom just to spark up a conversation. Or even wasting my time, guys. I caught myself doing this so many times, and I'm sure you guys have done too. Wasting my time in the kitchen, putting together a meal from scratch, right? So pulling out a pan and cooking up ground turkey or, and on the side making some vegetables. All of that cut out adds up to several hours that I could have saved myself. So cutting out social media and sitting there scrolling. Like, how many of you guys have opened up your app and 10 minutes goes by and you're like, what did I just do, right? Or like, you're sitting down watching television, you're like, oh my God, it's an hour past I watched that show. Now I have to make my meals for the next day, right? All of that cut out adds up to so many hours that you could have saved for yourself. Now, the major trick here is how you control your energy and you take advantage of that downtime, okay? So the first and most important thing that you guys should write down is single actions versus clusters. So prime example is meal prepping here. This point I'm going to share with you is a game changer, okay? And for you moms, listen up because it's going to change your world. So think about it. If I was to take out make that single meal from scratch, take out the ground turkey, fry it up or pan it up and make the vegetables on the side. What about if at that same time I took out a baking sheet and I cut up sweet potatoes and I put it in the oven and I took out another pan and I made more vegetables. I took out the rice cooker and I made rice on the side. What about if in that same time I did all moms, multitasking a hell of a lot better than I do, right? So multitask. Instead of just making a single meal, like you guys can do this, for example, at dinner, when you're making the kids dinner or you're making dinner in general for your husband, right? Instead of just preparing one meal in 30 minutes, you could prepare several meals for the next couple of days. So while you're standing there making dinner, take out a baking sheet, take out another pan, take out the rice cooker, make some rice, take out the shit that you want to make for your next day and plan it. Moms, you can do this. You guys multitask like nobody else. All right, and then, so that's the single actions versus clusters. Single actions versus clusters like meal prepping is a game changer. And then now ask yourself, guys, when do you have the highest amount of energy? Right? So for me, it's always the morning time. I am prime in the morning. Or is it for you guys, is it in the PM? Are you guys like night owls? Okay? So when are you guys, answer that for yourselves. When do you guys have the most energy? Then let's pick like a day of the week. So like Sunday, when you focus on setting yourself up for the week. Ask yourself, when is your energy? Is it high in the morning or is it low in the morning? Is it high in the evening or is it low in the evening? Okay, so for example, let's say that your energy is high in the morning on Sunday. I'm going to talk about, write this down, harder versus mindless tasks. Okay, so harder versus mindless tasks all has to do with your energy level. So say your energy is prime in the morning, you're high in the morning. This is where you want to perform the harder tasks like grocery shopping or planning out your meals, right? So I'm going to dive into this in a second, but the 10 by 10 method, plan out your meals in the morning if you're prime at that time. Do your workouts in the morning if you're prime at that time. Then afterwards, go grocery shopping. Just take care of all your harder tasks when your energy is high. When your energy is low, that's when you focus on mindlessly cooking your meals, doing the meal prepping, cutting up the vegetables. That doesn't take much energy to do, right? It's just like mindlessly cutting up crap. Now, it takes more energy to perform a workout. Think through it. Think what your muscles are doing. That's when you want to perform your workouts when your energy is high. And doing your laundry, that doesn't take much thought process. Paying your bills, that doesn't take much thought process. So when your energy is low, that's when you want to do that stuff. When your energy is high, that's when you want to focus on something when your brain needs to think. Okay? So you need to understand your energy levels. That is going to be the game changer for yourself. Honestly, that is the ultimate secret to your success is understanding your energy levels. Look, no matter how busy you are, there are ways to make this lifestyle go on legit autopilot for yourself. It's not about self-control or needing more time in the day. The key is to being smart about your energy management. When you do that, babes, you are in flow, man. This stuff is like literally that is how I've been so successful with my journey over the past 5 years. I had to take the time, yes, at the beginning to put all of my energy into learning this stuff and understanding macronutrients and getting my workouts down, right? But guys, let me tell you, now this is just second nature. My mind just automatically knows what to do. It is legit autopilot for me. It is the way I live my life, and that's ultimately what I want you guys to get to. And you will. It just takes time. Nobody talks about this shit. Nobody talks about, like taking the time to learn this stuff and when your energy is high, when your energy is low, right? This stuff is fire. Okay, so that's my second point, cutting out all the extra fluff. Catch yourself, man. Listen to me. I hope this is being embedded in your head, because when you're sitting there scrolling on social media, when you're just watching TV, this is going to click in your head like, oh, you should be doing something like setting yourself up for success the next day. Understand these high energy and the low energy points, okay? Now, third point, this is the most important trick to understand of them all, maintaining your sanity. Guys, listen to me. It is only as hard as you make it. Get out of your heads. Listen to me. Listen to the stuff that I'm sharing with you. Guys, it's only as hard and complicated as you make it. Write that down. I remember I shared that with one of my posing clients about a year ago, and she just stood there, and she's like, oh, my God, Nikki, you just had a light bulb off in my head. It's only as hard as you guys make it. It doesn't have to be so complicated. Now, this is why it doesn't have to be so complicated. Implementing my 10 by 10 method. I preach this. Actually, guys, I preach all of this that I'm sharing with you right now inside of the Warrior Babe Blueprint, which is the higher level course that I have. But I know that I implement the 10 by 10 method in the modules that you have access to. So, guys, if you apply this 10 by 10 method, your success rate and your confidence with macros is going to soar. So the 10 by 10 method is taking 10 minutes to go into MyFitnessPal, play Tetris, man, play with your numbers, play that game for yourself, set up your meal plan inside MyFitnessPal for the next day, and then take the 10 minutes to put it all together. Then just put it in your fridge, and you're ready and set to go for the next day. 10 by 10 method saved my life. And I know that all the babes in my blueprint, they apply this, and it's a game changer. It literally is. So take the 10 minutes the night before or the morning of your day and just sit there while you're having breakfast, while you're sipping on coffee. Instead of scrolling through social media, plan your day out. Guys, let me tell you about a story about actually one of the Warrior Babe in the Blueprint that I had to coach through this whole thing. So in the Warrior Babe Blueprint, I do one-on-one coaching calls 2 times a week. And when I first started it, there's this woman, I know she doesn't care if I say her name. Her name's Dee Dee. She would just log her day as her day went, right? So she would just wake up, log her breakfast, then log her snack, then log her lunch, then log her snack in mid-afternoon, then log her dinner. And by the end of the day, she still had so many macros to make up, and she felt overwhelmed. She's like, oh, my God, what do I do, right? So I said, Dee Dee, are you taking the time to set yourself up the day before so you don't have to just track throughout the day? It's already done for you. The 10 by 10 method, apply it. And she had her, as anybody does, implementing change because we're creatures of habit. It took some time to implement for herself. But when she did, you guys, game changer. She came to the call in the one-on-one call, in the calls in the group. And she was like, Nikki, I implemented it, and oh, my God, I feel so empowered. She felt so good to have all of her meals logged. That way she just had all she had to do was literally just eat her meals. She wasn't tracking throughout the day. She had it all set up beforehand. Okay? So do that. Apply the 10 by 10 method. It's going to be a life changer for you. And then, so another really important point. This is actually one of my really important, all of this is my point, it's fun stuff, but this one, because I know and I read this in my blueprint course from the girls sharing inside the Facebook group, is that there's going to be mixed emotions. So and this is how to maintain your sanity right now. This is like the key point to maintaining your sanity, other than 10 by 10 method, but this is a really good point too. So some people and some individuals, and you may feel this way, they get worried about living a normal life when counting macros, or they have others like around them who just don't understand it, right? Like your friends. And this is, guys, this is where when people kind of get in your bubble about what you're doing, you need to fucking keep them outside of your bubble, all right? Because they don't truly understand what you're doing. Then they're going to bash on it because they can't implement it themselves, all right? So this is where, like, if they bash on it, or they'd be like, what are you doing? You're counting macros? Like, why are you doing that, right? This is, like, where you need to show them love. Like, you need to just be like, what do you have questions about this lifestyle? How can I help you understand it? Because it's a rockin' lifestyle and it's freaking awesome, right? So help them understand what you're doing instead of allowing them to bash it and getting in your own head like, oh wow, is she right? Like, can I live a normal? Yes, you can live a normal lifestyle with this. So help them understand what you're doing, even your spouse. Like, there's so many women that I know. Kate, for example, her husband, she caught him pre-making his breakfast the other day. So they're going to tag on to it, especially if you're getting results from it, right? So help them understand what you're doing. But, guys, keep that bubble strong around you, all right? Because this lifestyle is amazing, and it's just about making sure you implement it the right way. So, and a behavioral change for the people that don't understand this, a behavioral change can be totally misinterpreted for something that is going to be hard forever, right? So when you guys first start something, or when those people are coming into your space saying, oh, macros suck, or why would you do that? So time-consuming, right? We are creatures of habit, and it can be misinterpreted for something like this is going to be so hard. But again, it's only as hard as you make it, okay? To understand and learn how to count macros is not made to make you neurotic or obsessive about your diet for the rest of your life. Guys, literally, you are learning what a carb is, what a protein is, what a fat is. So you don't have to count macros for the rest of your life. When you learn this stuff, you can look at this stuff so differently, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, but it's not made to make you neurotic or obsessive about your diet for the rest of your life. It's about efficiency. Macros and workouts, they are here to help you reach your fitness goals in the most efficient way. I can't tell you how macros are the key to getting to where you want to be. And I'm sure you've heard that before. Now, to understand exactly how your body operates and how to read your energy levels and how to understand what protein, fats, and carbs are, this is the most efficient way to get to where you want to be. And the key is here is to have that fitness mindset. Make it instead of like the everybody else who's like, just doesn't get this. It's because you now have a fitness mindset. You are learning and understanding this kind of stuff. These tools that I'm giving you, they're there to help you think from this mentality of a fitness individual. And not everybody is up to that par yet, but you can help them understand it. You can inspire them. You can share with them. So then when they give you a negative comment, squash it and give them a positive thing right back, because you know the positives. You're learning about it. So guys, too, like, understand this, meaning, like, you will no longer turn a blind eye to the nutritional content of what you're eating. Like, the oatmeal is a great complex carb. It gives you long, sustained energy. The protein is a macronutrient that builds the body up. It helps you be strong. And you're aware, when you keep doing this, what portion sizes look like. Guys, stare at the portion sizes when you're weighing and measuring. Like, yeah, you're learning that stuff at first, but you're going to have a fine eye to what portion sizes look like over time. So you don't have to feel like you have to track for the rest of your life. Okay? So these are the ways to fit macros into your world, fit your macros in your workouts, into your schedule without losing your shit, without feeling like it's so complicated, right? So I'm not taking busy as an excuse anymore. I am not taking that you don't have enough time as an excuse anymore. You now have the tricks to utilize your time effectively. You now have the tricks to cut out all of the extra fluff. You now understand how to maintain your own sanity, right? So the first one, utilizing your time effectively. Busy is not the same as productive. Starve your distractions and feed your focus, meaning cut out all of the extra fluff. Stop scrolling through social media. Stop, sitting down when you know that you have to complete something that's going to set you up for success the next day. And the major trick is doing the single actions versus the cluster. So meal prepping is going to change your world. Moms, multitask at night, set yourself up, do this stuff. Like instead of making dinner, what can you do more? What can you do that's going to give you the next couple of days to set yourself up, right? And then understand when your energy is good, when it's high, when it's low, and perform the harder tasks when your energy is high, and perform the smaller tasks when your energy is low. Ultimate success, guys, is making this on autopilot, right? It doesn't matter how busy you are. There are ways to put this on autopilot for yourself. It's not about self-control or needing more time in the day. It's the key to being smart about how you work, how you are in flow with what you want, with the goals you have in mind for yourself, building your body, with decreasing body fat. And the last one is to maintain your sanity, which is the most important one of them all. Apply that 10-10 method. It's only as hard as you make it, right? Remember the story I told you about Dee Dee? How if you find yourself logging yourself every single day and getting frustrated because at the end of the day it's not meeting your macros and you feel like you have the macro hoard. Yeah, that's a thing. I made that. I came up with that, macro hoarding. You don't macro hoard at the end of the day because you set yourself up the day before. And understand that not everybody understands this lifestyle. It's okay. How can you help them? How can you give them love to understand this lifestyle? Because they're experiencing pain within themselves. They're never going to say it, but the negativity is them expressing it. All right. So don't let them pin your bubble. Don't let them break it. Stand firm for yourself. Know this lifestyle is what it's all about, because macros and workouts, they're there to help you get the most effective way to your goals. And think from that fitness mindset. All right, guys. So that concludes our topic and session for today for the Warrior Babe Revolution Rally Call. Again, we do this every single Saturday at 11 a.m. I'm going to have a topic for the week. I'm going to fire you guys up, get you excited for the week ahead. Make sure you guys are planning ahead. And yeah, just a topic per week. So I hope you guys loved it. I will see you inside the Facebook group. Let me know what you guys thought about today's topic, and let me know what you guys thought about the points. Let me know if you guys are going to put it into action. Tag me. I want to see it inside the Facebook group. And I will be sharing this with the other babes that weren't able to make it. Guys, have an awesome, awesome weekend. Keep up the amazing work that you guys are doing, all right? You guys are warrior babes now. That's strong. All right, babes. I'll see you inside the Facebook group. Bye.